What's going on, everybody? It's Gemma here. Let's get right to it. Let me make sure that we are live, good to go. Links are posted everywhere, and we will get right to it. We had CPI data coming in. Market is pushing right now. I know it was a mixed bag. A lot of sentiment that market was going to rip, and also a lot of sentiment that it was going to dip. You can make a case for either direction. I personally made a case for the rip. I didn't have enough confidence to hold anything. Don't get me wrong. I did not have enough confidence to hold anything bullish, but I definitely was leaning more towards this side for the most part. Let me shift this over like this, and we will get started in 1 minute. We're still pushing on the market here. And 40 minutes early. Oh, okay. Just for you, Santi. Here we go. Let me put them on. There you go. All right. You got about 1 minute before I take them off because it's sunglasses. It makes my my monitors pretty dark here. So we got 20. Okay, we could get started here. Let's do our SPY sentiment first, and we'll go from there. This is not the SPY. SPY. There we go. All right. All right, I'll put them back on when we jump in the Discord. I can't see with them on, even with my 3 ring lights and everything else. I can't see. I'm blind as a bat. All right, we know the routine. 15 minutes. Let's pop on this chart, look at the 2 weeks first, and then we'll go from there. First thing I'm seeing, we've got an inverted head and shoulders here, which is bullish overall. We're going to delete everything and get going from here. Let's see what we've got. We've got this peak high that we immediately sold off from yesterday pre-market when we did gap up, which would be this area here. So let's pop that on there as our first resistance point. I'm probably looking at today would be there, as well as major level yesterday is right about here. So that's the area I'm watching for that retest at. So other things we're looking at, a couple things I'm immediate looking at is this little zone here. And let's back up a little more. I am so sorry if everybody can hear a pig in the background. It sounds like a oinking pig. My dog is playing with a pig right now. I'm so sorry, like genuinely sorry. I hope you can't hear it. All right, so this area here is another area we obviously want to look at longer term, which is the same area I already had a line on. So we could just delete that little box and go with what I drew. So that's the first point of contention I'm honestly looking at. And then obviously this line here, I'm going to actually pull this down a little bit to right about here and pull this out. This is a pretty major area. Yesterday, of course, we did break over it a little bit, but it ended up ultimately being some resistance. And remember, these lines aren't going to be perfect, guys. You've got to give it a little breathing room on either side. So, you can't immediately take that call or the put at those areas. And then obviously we've got a little bit of bearish sentiment below this area here. So what am I looking at? What are we looking at for market open? Obviously, first thing we're looking at is, and I'm actually, this is another area I'm going to pop up a line on right here. All right. So what we want to see is we want to see a hold of that 389-ish area, right around 389. So our bull scenario, what our we're able to enter bull scenario, be a retest of this 389 area and then the push back up, even if we lose that area. So if we come down and we test, say, 389, a little below 389, when we push back over that 389.25, that's our entry. Or our second area is going to be over this 391.85.75. We could give it a little bit on that one as a matter of fact as well. It's that 391.78 from there. So if we break up over that zone, which I moved a candle, if we break up over that zone, I think that 393.16 is in the cards for us. So if we don't get any sort of a pullback and we just start ripping at market open, that's that area we're going to watch for a little bit of resistance, and then that push would be our second entry area. So first entry area would be the retest and the push. Second entry area would be the impulsive move above 391.74. On the bearish side, I'm looking for a loss of 387.75. All right, that's a couple bucks from where we're at now. Really, this area here is very scattered. It's an area that we had a lot of sideways action as well yesterday. So I am a little bit apprehensive. Oh my gosh, this stupid mouse. I'm a little apprehensive of taking too many trades within this area here. Riskier entry would be if we lose 388.70, right around there. you can make a case for a bearish entry there. So the immediate loss of that level would be your riskier entry, and then your safer put entry would be the loss with the retest and the hold below that 387.75 area. Those are the three areas I'm looking at. We will put our red here, and we'll put our green up top, and we will move on from there. Let's pop this green on. And we'll move on. Let's check these day trades. Let's check out the day trades. The banks, we've been making a lot of money on the banks the last few days. A lot of volatility, and that's what we like to see. Overall is that volatility. Let's pop on the 1 minute. We'll go from there on the 1 minute. We're on AIMD, which had a very impulsive break around 6 a.m. my time, so 7 a.m. Eastern. And you can see, you can't really call it, I've said this a lot before, you can't really call it a bull flag when the flag gets longer than the pull. But I will say that, a strong move out of this here would be where I would expect a bullish push. I want to see a breakup over 128 to 129. That would be my area for an entry, or at market open here, if we stay hanging out along this trend line here, I would like the push above, say, 122. So we'll move that up a little bit. Those are the two areas I'm looking at. If we open market in this area here in between these two, I'm not taking anything in that area. Your riskier entry is going to be 122. Your safer entry is going to be up over that 128. Both are very interesting here. PACW is up to 1542. We're already in this we're already in this trade from the Discord. I'm not sure what our entry is 1190. So we're up, about 20% on that one. At this point here, we've got a very clear double top. So if we get strong volume coming into market open with a clear push of that 1540, we could end up with a very strong move. However, beware that a lot of these banks have been halting on and off. These are extremely, extremely unsafe trades, to be honest. I believe it was yesterday, it was FRC that was halting all day. Yeah. We had halts all over the place all day. We actually had a $33 entry on this yesterday. We're up to, 46 right now? We were up to 55 at one point. So almost 100% overnight. So we have to be very, very cautious on this FRC because this one specifically halted a lot. So if you're not in this trade, the area I would watch for some support is right around the $45 area. And then a strong push over $50 would be my entry. This might be one where you have to play with some limit buys, especially if we start halting. We'll watch it at market open to see what it's going to do as far as those limit buys are concerned. Because PACW, FRC, Western Alliance, these are all bank stocks, guys. The whole top of the running top runners are bank stocks. And this one's been on the uptrend for a while, but something like this, you do have to consider as well on this 15-minute chart. Are we past our 25% retracement? I can tell we are just from the looks of this chart. What I am seeing though, however, is this right here, this little bit of a trend line. It's a little longer term. So that's kind of something we're watching. I believe if that's where we hold up, we could have a little bit of a run based on a hold of support in that area. We've also got this uptrend, a little bit of an uptrend, a little bit of a trend channel that this one's sitting in. Of course, I'm making these trades without speaking about the second level in the order book, which we would want to watch as we're taking the trade. We do have a 22K sell block at 38, which is something to definitely keep in mind of. And be aware of, because that is something pretty important that we want to consider. So another bank, MCB, these are all banks. All right, guys, this PACW, first FRC, WAL, and MCB are all banks. So is FFWM, ZION. These are all financial stocks. KeyCorp, they all are. So it's just something to really be aware of today, especially when they're the top runners and we have had halts and we have had a lot of frozen tickers that you can't even trade, like SIVB. Those kind of things are really something to keep at the forefront of your mind because it's an extremely, extremely high risk situation. So what we're going to do, let's check yesterday's top runners, and we'll go from there. And let's look at these first, and then we could go from here. So we do have this PRVB here, which did gap up. That's trading sideways, nothing to it. CIFR is actually quite interesting from yesterday. It's blasting right now. We've got continuation from a 40% move yesterday. It's still in that uptrend. This would have been a beautiful entry at the impulsive break of this area here. However, if we put on the 5-minute chart, I would watch this area for some support right about here. That's the support area I would look at on the 5-minute chart. I'm not necessarily racing to get into this stock at this moment when it had such a strong break like that. We are actually in this up about 20% from our watch list in Discord. Shameless plug time. If you're not part of our Discord, right below you could see Discord/GG Petty Boys. That is our Discord right there to join it. And we have a free watch list every day. And also in the description of our video is a link for the free watch list to be sent to your email every day. No credit card needed, nothing needed. This is a watch list of approximately 8 to 10 stocks every single day. And we are on a streak of about, I believe, 13 weeks with at least 100% runner a week, totally for free. So check it out, guys. I don't talk about the watch list too often. I want to see you guys in here live trading with me, but it's a great watch list. I strongly suggest everybody checking out. So this is my fibs I was looking at from yesterday. We didn't exactly pull back to the area I was anticipating and looking for, but we were trading this a little bit yesterday, EUDA. And at this point here, I'm looking for the break over our 310 area. The 280 level, I'm not touching it at the 280 level. I either want to see it hold this trend line here and take a nice strong bounce and then continuation. But between, say, 290 and 310 is very, very risky for me and not necessarily where I'm rushing into to trading it. So it's just something to be very cautious of with this particular stock. Oh, my alarm's going off. I always have an alarm 2 minutes before market close, just in case I'm away from my computer at the moment. And another one that the HYMC was one that we had been playing yesterday, and it's bouncing off that fibs again. It bounced off it yesterday, and when we broke it back above it, you had a trade from 37 cents to 45 cents, over 20%. We're watching that same area now. So break over 40 cents, I like entry again. So again, HYMC over 40 cents, and our stop loss would be at the loss of this low right here. So this would be our stop loss zone on HYMC. It is what I'm watching particularly here. And another one that I was watching for a bit yesterday was actually, sorry guys, let me look here. It has slipped my mind. Let me look here. SI, that's what it was. I knew that. SI was showing a little bit yesterday, and it's one that was also jumping off that fibs for nice gains yesterday a couple times. And it's sitting in that area here. So SI is another one. Into market open, I do like SI up above 285. That's what I'm looking at for SI. So there you have it. We have, and I'm going to actually type these tickers in. SI was the first one we had, and we were looking at our 1 day. We had CIFR, EUDA. All right, there we go. And CIFR is actually blasting. It's up to 213 now. It just had a strong push in the last couple minutes. It just went, just as we've been talking, it went another 4 to 5% there. Very interesting as well. So SPY, this is where we're at on the SPY. We are opening market in about 1 minute here. I always start at the pre-market movers. We'll see what those are doing, and we'll immediately flip to the SPY after a couple minutes. We know we have all our bank stocks with the exception of this AIMD here. And we will see what happens. We are open. Ding, ding, ding. That is our opening bell. So if we see this bounce here at this little triple dot bottom on the minute chart at 115, and then a strong break back above 122, that's the entry we're looking for here with some strong volume coming in. We've already got the volume in the first 30 seconds. I'm looking forward a 250,000, 20 seconds into market open. So that's what I want to see. Now we want to see that break in that hold of 123 for our entry. PACW not doing much. These banks, I think, are going to sell off a little bit. So what we're looking at, FRC, I'd love to see that bounce off $45. All these banks do have a red candle right now. AIMD is actually selling off pretty hard at this point. Let's see if it takes that bounce or not. It hasn't decided yet. And then recently viewed, we'll check that EUDA. We're not even close to our entry there as well. We've still got about 15 cents. I'm going to lower this. If we break over 302, I'm going to take, okay, so that was the entry I was going to say is that 304 wick high. I actually did like it in that area. That's why I lowered it down. We have some strong pick up there of volume and a nice strong candle. That's what we want to see. So that's exactly why we lowered that to that 302 entry here, which is about 2 to 3% of what we are now. CIFR is actually bouncing kind of where we wanted to see that bounce. So at this point here, I like it again above 208. I'll give it 208. That would be our entry, 208. So that would be our entry right there that we're looking for. At that 208, I would probably be out of the trade at 98. Give it 10 cents max. So here's our stop loss area here. We put red on there. So there's already 216 from that 208, 8 cents, about 2 to 3%. There we go. That's what we want to see. Now we're up over 5-6% here. That was a nice strong push. This is behaving like a small cap, a micro cap, but it's not. It's not a micro float. Okay, I'm surprised. Those candles are behaving kind of micro floaty. All right, so from that 208 that we took, we're already up 20 cents. We're almost 10% there. I would sell 75% in your position right here. Hold that 25% with that same stop loss. You guarantee profits in that situation. That's exactly what we expected. That's why we pulled that entry down a little bit. It was very strong. All right, EUDA, another one. We hit our entry, 292 here, and it's ripping up to 331. Already hit that entry, just absolutely blasted. So that was a 10% candle right there. Look for that continuation. Is exactly what we want to see with this one. Obviously, I'm not in that position. I was looking at CIFR at the time. So CIFR, we want to see this no further pullback than right about here. This is where I would like to see the bounce. I don't want to see us give back that whole candle in this area here. We don't want to give back all that. And then EUDA, this candle's looking like it wants to continue up right here from our $1.90 or $2.90 entry. I'm sorry. Should be about 10% here as well. And SI is testing our entry, that 283 level. It hit it pretty quick. I don't like that because it's a little bit of exhaustion. I think we pull back from our 284 entry or 285 entry. If you are, and be very, very, very careful with this one. I wouldn't give it more than a 5% stop loss because we need to see this push now. We want to see this push now because we had 3 green candles in a row with a little red smashed in the middle. A very, very strong 5% candle here. We need to see that strong push. Let's go back to EUDA. Exactly what we want to see on EUDA. We want to see that continuation. We want to break that 331 with this flickering candle. We have a 5.5K 322 and a 2,000 323 block. We eat both those up. We should break this 331 no problem. That's what I'm looking at right now. Very, very strong. Now we have that 322 again, trying to buy that. And not too many walls now. So this should be where we get that pop and break that 331. There it is. When we see those walls go away and then it immediately pops. That's how you use that second level trading scalping. We could see it was going to pop right there. Silvergate hit that 287 kind of hanging out there. Now let's check our SPY. SPY has done nothing. It's sitting right in between both our zones here where we don't really want to touch anything. So I'm actually going to move this cautionary high risk entry to like 389.40. I'm not saying I'm going to take it, but this could be the put entry I would watch right here. High risk though, however, high risk. So let's pop on our trades again because that's where the money is right now. So 335 from our 289 entry, about 12% on this one. SI is, I'm a little apprehensive where it's at right now. I would love to see a bounce right about this area here. That's what I'm looking at, 272 bounce. And then let me put our banks on from pre-market, see what they're doing. All right, so FRC did break up over $50. Packed up. There we go. There's the halt on Pack W. If you took that trade, 1541 up to 1602, 60 cents, about 4 or 5% here. Nothing insane. Up 60 cents or so. Nothing that's like, oh my God, but it is halted. Western Alliance also halted. I don't know if this is volatility halt or not. It's kind of too small of a candle to be a volatility halt. I would love if someone in the comments could look it up for me. It looks a little small to be a volatility halt. However, it could be. I mean, let's be real. It very well could be a volatility heart. Halt, baby. Halt. Come on, Emma Jamma. Get it in your head. So a little concerned about those two. I mean, they're green halts. This could be a volatility halt, to be honest. This was some high volume here. I wouldn't be surprised, but it is a little surprising to have. Okay, so Western Alliance opened back up here. Let's see if it gets that pop. We did take our bounce off of our $38 area. I didn't really give it an entry for Western Alliance. I gave one for Pack W, but not for Western Alliance. So WAL here. We'll see what this one does in the next couple minutes here, and we'll go from there. And who's ready to trade today? I mean, CPI days are a lot of people, we've had 18-point swings on CPI days in recent months, but we also had a flat absolute theta killing CPI data release last month. So, it is what it is. All right, Pack W's back open and it's coming right on down. If you are in the trade with that $15.40 entry, I would set your stop. I would not let it go below, say, $14.50 to $14.70. You don't want to get more than 5% up on these kind of trades. They're too risky, to be honest. So let's pop back on our recently viewed. Check these out. So we're still around up in that upper area for this one. All right, CIFR did hit our riskier entry. If you took the riskier entry at 208, you're up about 15%. If you took the safer entry above 217, you're up about 12% right here. So both entries are absolutely beautiful, and they're pushing very, very nicely right here. There we go. There's that flicker candle we love to see. We got sell wall 240, but this thing's absolutely wrecking it right now. A lot of resistance in this area, however, too. I want to see next candle push above this area here. I don't want to see our next candle fall below 245 for that expected continuation. So again, if you took even the safer, whether you took the safer or the riskier entry here, because we had both, very, very nice here, up very nice, anywhere from 12 to 18%, depending on your entry, if not higher. And we're pushing right back up. This is beautiful. What a nice candle. 8% just on that candle right there. If you are in this position, this is where I personally am selling 75%. And only holding about 25% of the position with the same stop loss. That's what I usually look for. And then the other high break high, I'll sell half of what I have left. So about 12.5% of your original position. And at that point, I would raise my stop loss up to break even. Because we can, you don't want to give up that's great gains when you've got 15% on a day trade. We got a lot of wicks, a lot of indecision here. Little ascending wedge that to me, if we can't break over that 335 in the next few minutes, I think we can get a little bit of a reset before our next push with a little bit of a sell-off here. Let's check the SPY. Nothing too exciting on the SPY. We're still in our in-between area, 389 to 391, that $2 range I'm really not messing with until we can watch it more closely. And then we'll play that bad boy. Coin's up another 12% today. Amazing. Absolutely epic rip the last 2 days here, from $50 to $66. We did have Coinbase calls. We played in the Discord yesterday. And there's our GE 2.5% green. I did stop out of the play yesterday. It was a swing we put out, and I just wasn't willing to with the market we're in right now. I wasn't willing to risk it with that one too much here. So that's the unfortunate reality of it. And let's check our stocks. Sorry, I got the daily on now. So that looks a little bit bearish to me. We need to hold 320, 318 to 320. That's the area I want to see us hold. Or else I would pop a little fibs on this and watch for our 618. There we go. And delete this. Too many lines, too much clutter. Clean charts, baby. Clean charts. All right, CIFR, same thing. It's pulling down a little bit here. That's our bounce zone we're looking at, which was our initial entry. So let's see what happens over the next couple minutes here. After a 25% pop, you can't really blame it. SI is coming down. We kind of expected that. And let's check our stocks. So all our stocks are halted. All of our banks are halted down right now. You know, very, very, very high risk on these stocks in general. Just really not what we want to see. So this one is actually, the AIMD is interesting. I still like the break over 128 for entry. That's the entry area I'm looking at on this one. And sorry, I'm catching up with comments, guys. So halt all the way around. These are all the banks, guys. Let's pop this on the daily and see if it's updated. All right, CIFR. No, it's not. This is yesterday's still. Very unfortunate. Webull kind of sucks at that. It definitely is delayed sometimes with the updates into that shift. All right, I guess we'll go back to pre-market. And all right, since nothing's really going on these, we know about these halts, this and that. We're going to watch the SPY and get a little adjusted to some of our options trades at this point and where we want to take these. Okay, so high rejection at our green entry line. This is why we have that. So we're getting rejection at resistance. All right. So if we put on that 5-minute chart, and I remind you, we're getting rejection at that pre-market resistance from yesterday. So if we come back and we retest that, that's where I like that SPY call entry. And of course, if we do take SPY calls here, this is an exhaustion candle. I'm not taking it on this candle. That's way too wicked. That's too strong a support. And if we end up pushing up on this candle, it's not what I want to see. It's too strong of a push to jump in and justify that. We've got the 392, which is the first one out of the money at $1.48. That's the one I like. Again, I'm not in this call yet. It's 392. Today's expiration. And I'm only typing this up so I can put it where you can see it. That does not mean I'm taking that trade yet. I will let you know if and when I take the trade. Moderna is another one we've been playing quite a bit lately. And Intel, as a matter of fact. So we've got a little bit of a trend channel here. I'm watching this right here for a bounce on Intel. And we're getting some rejection. We're actually going to, let's just pop all over to the Discord so we don't miss a trade. I'll meet you guys over there. We're going to pop on over to the Discord. If you're not part of the Discord, join us. Yeah, as you can see it right here. I will make this larger, discord.gg/pennyboys. That's where we're at. If you're looking for a discount code for premium, be sure to DM me or open up a support ticket. See you guys over there. Bye.